So, good day. The next topic for the Unit 4, the Act, is the predicting consequences, impartiality, and the consequences of the fundamental principle of impartiality. So, let's go over first with the predicting consequences or ato ang pantag-anon ang mga possible outcomes or possible results sa ato ang mga actions or decisions nga ipangbuhat every day. There are always consequences when we take the action we think is right and when we try to be a good person. So, to be a good person and to do the right things is that naagi din na siya yung mga resulta. Naagi na siya yung gaka ng mga outcomes nga ato ang nga mag-expecta nga mao'y mahitabo. This include unintended as well as intended outcomes and it can include both positive and negative consequences. So those results or possible outcomes can either be unintended or intended. So when we say unintended is those are results nga unplanned or unexpected. Wala taga-expect nga siya mao siya mahitabo nga mga resulta. Well, ang intended outcomes is that those are expected or planned results. Mao na siya mga expected nato nga mga resulta ang intended outcomes. Like for example kanang studying hard. So atong intended outcome sa pag-study hard is kanang makakuha tag dako nga grado. While ang ato ang unintended outcome there is that we are exposing ourselves to a health problem. So mao na siya sa unintended. Kay wala man ta kay ba nga sige na tugtuon magkasakit di ta, di ba? So we must however that before we act we can never know for certain what the consequences will be. Therefore we should take care in predicting what will result from acting on an ethical presumption. So what jud ta kay baw kung unsay mga exact consequences ato ang mga actions. Mao nang let us be careful, considerate, and let us not make our expectations too high because at the end of the day kita may magsuffer, kita may ma-discourage sa ato ang mga actions or decisions nga gipangbuhat. In doing ethics, we look at truths and at stories to construct a presumption and then test this presumption by predicting what we do about the likely consequences of acting on it. So, in doing things or in doing decisions is we must take into consideration nga wala bitaw tay masakitan or wala tay makanang maangin nga mga tao. The actions you take have an effect on other people. So, pero, di dyan na nato malikayan nga makaapik. There are people nga maapiktaran dyan sa ato mga decisions. Mo nang let us think 1,000 times before we act. Ato dyan ang hunanaon kadaghan, usa ta mo lihok or usa ta mo decide sa usa ka butang. Again, in predicting the consequences of our actions, we must be careful, considerate, and let us not make our expectations too high. Next is impartiality. So impartiality is also called even-handedness or fair-mindedness. Is a principle of justice holding the decisions should be based on objective criteria rather than on the basis of bias, prejudice, or preferring the benefit to one person or over another for improper reasons. So even-handedness or fair-mindedness. So in making decisions or actions is that you must be fair, you must be even, wala kay ginadapigan or wala kay ginapaboran bisag igunsa pa na nimo siya, or you are basing your kanang decisions or actions sa kanang mga proof or evidences. Impartiality makes no discrimination as to nationality, race, religions, belief, class, or political opinion. So wala jud kay kanang gipaboran bisag dili pa mo parehag nationality, bisag Filipino pa na siya or American pa na siya or lahi mo religion or either bisag lahi mo opinions or kanang beliefs, is still you must treat every person fairly or equally. You must not take sides. Wala gid kay gikanang you are not favoring someone just because you are close or just because you're friends. You're open, you treat everyone fairly, and you're not biased rather. You must not be biased towards any particular person or argument. So impartiality takes or place an importance on equality and never discriminate. So impartiality means equality. So the next is that the consequences of the fundamental principle of impartiality. So there are three. So the first is that one of its key values is non-discrimination. So non-discrimination, wala jud kay dili ka mo discriminate sa isa ka tawo based on their races, based on their nationality, based on their beliefs, religions, or kanang political views or opinions. So ang imong decisions is dili based ato nila. Instead, you should be objective. Imong decision is dapat kanang nakay ginabasihan nga facts or evidences. Then number two, only an impartial action can give the image of one organization that can be trusted by people. So for you to be trusted di ay para day saligan ka sa mga tao sa imong mga actions or mga decisions nga pangbuhaton is dapat impartial jud ka. Dapat you should take no sides, or you should open. Dapat maminaw ka sa both sides. The number three is impartiality in its true sense requires that subjective distinctions should be set aside. So, subjective distinction. So, kanang katong mga imuhang kaugalingon nga ideas, kaugalingon nga opinions or emotions, imo dyan na siyang iset aside kay dili biya ka pwede mo decision based on kanang kuan based on your own own idea, wakay gibasihan mo na ra ka nga ay kani siya akong pilyon kay kanang, or kani ako ang paboran kay kanang friends me, or kanang close sila sa akong mama. Dili bitaw ing ana ang kanang ang impartiality. So impartiality is that you should be objective and not be subjective.